Hey everybody, Marty Mazur, good morning. It's the 9th of September 2016. Your market quick take this morning. I wanted to interact with the chart a little bit for you and kind of talk about some technical things that I find interesting. I've done this before, but I think it's a good idea to remind you folks that there is an army of traders out there who don't really care too much about the news or the fundamentals and really look at price action and trends and levels and volume and that sort of thing. And they believe that the chart tells them everything they need to know about the market. So I want to kind of get into their world just a little bit and remind you of what I was talking about back here. This was the Brexit event. I was telling you then that sentiment was really declining going into that, which told me there was a lot of potential fuel to push the market higher when dust settles. And when the dust settled soon, and people realized that Brexit was a 2-year affair, and that politicians tend to try to do whatever they need to facilitate and continue their careers. So probably not the end of the world. People realized it all of a sudden, panicked. They realized they were out of the market, and they started pushing the market up higher. As we penetrated this purple line, the all-time high from last May, I was still seeing a great deal of skepticism, both among individuals and professionals. So this got pierced and left a lot of people behind. A lot of folks, I am certain, did not take advantage of this rally and missed it. So support and resistance levels are where folks with regret compensate for their regret. Support levels are essentially areas where folks who missed the move into a higher level get a second chance and therefore they buy. Support levels look to me like a potential one would be 2150. My chart's a little delayed here, but according to my chart, we're 12 points above that on the S&P. 2130, the May all-time high, which I continue to tell you, I'll be so surprised if we don't penetrate that or test that. And then 2100, which was huge resistance for a long time if I brought the chart back, could very well be huge support, because if people miss this here, they are just killing themselves begging for an opportunity to get back in. As we hit resistance and you bump up against it and you come down, people who regret not selling get a second chance, and therefore we get these resistance levels. And something about round numbers, I would guess if I were a technician and a short-term trader, I would be playing that 2200 as resistance, and I'd be really interested in 2150. So what's my point, folks? The market can get moved around measurably by stuff that has nothing to do, excuse me, with why you and I make investment decisions. Has to do with a tremendous amount of money, some of it run by algorithms, that plays these levels. So it'll be interesting to see if these levels play out. If we go through a support level, what would be a support level, then suddenly the market can sell off very quickly down to the next one. And I think that would be those round numbers. Again, I'm not suggesting that we can predict these things. We're looking at probabilities based on long-term history and experience, from years of observation. I tell you these things simply to help you keep your heads about you, because the media has to sell its stuff, and it does it with fear and bad news and so on. Today, volatility is kicking up. We had Fed governors virtually promising to raise interest rates soon. We have a European central bank that sounds like it's not as accommodative as it's been. We have Japanese bonds that are selling off and yields are rising. We have all these things that you're going to hear about in the news. I'm going to comment on them. I'm going to take them seriously in terms of telling you what I think they mean and what they say. And I'm going to remind you not to react to any of it, and we'll keep our long-term perspective and stay very diversified. And I'll let you go with that. Hope you have a great rest of the day and a great weekend. I'll be back later today with something in writing in terms of my usual weekly message. Have a good one, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye.